Welcome, everybody, to the Loud and Drunk podcast. This is Dan. Moses, you live a 420 lifestyle every single day. Did you, celebrate 420 at all?
Every day. All day. And I'm so fucking high right now. I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, great. We broke the 2-minute rule.
All right. What are you doing in my room?
I'm Joseph Daniels. I do not live a 420 lifestyle, as the very lovely Mr. Moses does, but I am excited to talk about the subject. Much more of an alcohol kind of guy myself, but only to explore all the other options that we have out there.
And on the note of 420, Justin, you took a trip to Amsterdam, and you brought along a guest because she went on the trip with you.
Yes, special guest, my wife.
Very nice.
Very nice. Christina's here. And we went to Amsterdam earlier in the year or whatever,
September.
six months ago, whatever it was. And we had a great time and figured a perfect opportunity being 420 coming up to toss it in, talk about it a little bit.
Christina, for everyone in the audience that may not have heard your episode, do you mind reintroducing yourself?
Sure. I'm Christina. I'm Justin's wife.
Very nice.
Somebody had to do it.
I'm the #1 fan of the Loud and Drunk podcast.
Yeah, that is unabashedly your plan. All right, guys, we're talking 420. Moses is throwing me off. He's talking to himself.
Yeah, there's a lot happening over there.
I told you I'm fucking high.
You're always high.
Yeah, but I'm
why you're like the expert on this day.
A lot of times I feel like people think that he's just drunk, but in fact, there's so many edibles at play combined.
That's what's keeping me sober.
Yeah.
That is
how
for the
that
amount
works.
of alcohol that I drink, it's the weed that keeps me sober.
All right. I don't know how that works, but
It's a delicate balance of chemicals and depravity.
yeah. All right. Fair enough. It's a chemistry thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, between booze, marijuana, and insulin, it's a wild mix.
It really is. It's a
Man.
crazy ride.
That insulin gets me so high.
High on life, Dan. And back to you.
Sorry, YouTube.
Well, you already broke that. You already did that right at the beginning.
Well, then fuck you, YouTube. You're worse than America.
What? Oh, goodness gracious. All right, guys, seriously, let's get to 420 before,
Yes, please.
Moses completely sinks this going forward. So Moses lives his life like a 420 lifestyle every single day. I really don't even know what 420 is. I just understand that it's about weed. But do you guys ever do anything for it? Like even when you were younger, did you guys ever do anything for it?
I feel like myself personally, I feel like when I was younger and I smoked more weed, it was like an occasion to, it's an excuse to get, it's like St. Patty's Day.
Or a Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. Or a Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's an excuse to get fucking high. That said, I feel like it's more of like just like for me these days, if everybody is engaging in that type of thing, I guess it kind of lends itself back to that, where you just kind of like, if everybody's going to go and get fucked up in some way, then I can do that. Though I will much more incline myself towards like everybody else is going to be high and therefore out of their own element and fucked up and so on and so forth. And it's a sweet opportunity to like get a couple of shots in, and nobody's really going to know the difference, I guess.
Here's my kind of take on it. So when I was younger, like we're in New Jersey and like weed is legal now, but like when we were younger, it wasn't. You had to get it the old traditional way and shit like that. You had to go to a person's house. They'd talk to you for way too long before you got your product. And you have awkward friendships for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But I think when you're young and dumb, you kind of like, oh, if you want to do something on like 420 proper, that's when you do that. Now that like weed's a legal commodity,
Yeah, it's like
I don't even think about that.
It kind of takes the wind out of the sails.
Which is funny though, because I will say, like, I drew the comparison to like St. Patty's Day, where it's like alcohol's been legal for obviously far longer than we've been alive, and I still like take that as an opportunity to be like, oh man, nobody's really going to give a shit if I'm fucking trashed today.
Well, when
And
I
it's
was
like-
espousing all that bullshit I just said, I was thinking exactly that. In my
Yeah,
head.
you know, I feel like that. So it is weird that it kind of goes in that direction a little bit, but
With that too, I look at 420 like there's so many drinking holidays, but with 420,
all of them,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
all of the holidays are drinking
which
holidays.
like myself, like you, I am a drinker. I don't really partake in the 420, but the divide of the people that do smoke, they get all excited.
Yeah.
So for me, it's an opportunity to see, oh, like this is their holiday.
It's kind of like that.
So I get to see which of, my friends and which people are, and respect, like, yeah, you get to have
everybody
your
should
day.
enjoy what they want to enjoy.
Versus like, I do. I get excited on like St. Patrick's Day. Oh, yay, we get to drink
Yeah.
as an excuse.
I get to drink just like every other day.
That's a good point. And I'm going to start it right here. Thanksgiving should be a weed holiday.
Why?
Wow. Yeah.
Because you get to eat. Because it's the holiday is just about eating. I don't care what other nonsense was about. The Indians and fucking pilgrims and bullshit like that.
Right.
It's about eating.
They're called Native Americans.
I bet they are. But that should be a weed holiday. I get that it's like the day before, drinking holiday, where you go out before Thanksgiving and you get drunk, but then you're too hungover to really eat because you're too busy trying not to vomit still.
I feel like you're contradicting yourself. Too hungover to eat?
Yeah.
What
I'm
the
with you,
fuck
Peter.
does that mean?
I'm with you.
That's the opposite.
I don't like eating when I'm
Need to
hungover.
eat food when you're hungover.
Right.
I don't really need to eat.
You?
You?
Well, that's why I celebrate 420 continuously. I take
I don't know. My mind is blown. We might need to start over on this, Dad. I'm sorry.
the weed gives me the appetite that I need to eat to sustain life.
Dude,
What?
yeah. That immaculate figure that I see before me.
I'm cultivating mass, and this is a skater's
It's
body.
very nice.
This is a skater's
You
body.
need to
Drink
stop
it in.
cultivating and start harvesting. This is what you're doing. I'm sorry to steal the line from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but it is true.
It's so true.
I hear what you're saying.
Somebody check. Does he have a big garbage bag full of chimichangas over there?
You want some of this insulin?
Yes, he does.
But you know what? All right, so that is a fair point. Pretty much every holiday is a drinking holiday. And for all of our lives, drinking has been legal. And like still in a lot of places, people maybe listen to this where like weed is incredibly illegal.
Yeah.
And like it's only newly legal here in New Jersey for like 2 years now, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I guess it's the only one. So yeah, fuck it. Give a Thanksgiving to weed. I don't know, whatever.
You're gonna have Thanksgiving Eve for alcohol.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
You realize how hard it is to watch football and really get into it when you're high?
I don't even know what football is.
You think Thanksgiving is about food and it's about family. No, it's about watching.
I never said family. Don't be putting words in my mouth. Put turkey in my mouth when I'm fucking high.
That's fair.
Oh, we rubbing your throat too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna chew it, Dan. God damn.
You gotta help it down.
Because if you're high, you're not going to be chewing. You're not going to be expending any energy.
No, you eat food when you're high like a cartoon would. You just put it in your mouth, and then it just comes out like the fucking bone. That's it.
Moses needs his throat massage again. Work it down, baby.
Yeah.
Work it down.
Throat massage Moses, we call him.
Yeah.
Don't tell his wife.
Wait till we start talking about the Moses soaks.
That's a different
That's a different
podcast.
episode.
Yeah.
It's a different travel episode.
Stay tuned.
My sentiment about it is, and Dan, did I ever? I've never been on this podcast before, but on any of the other times that I was on it, have I ever spoken about one of the last times that I like got high in the backyard just to like go and wander
You
about?
did mention that in the episode. We did get that in the weed episode.
That's
which is really
basically
fun.
that remains my sentiment, that it's just like it's something that I really wish I could enjoy more, but overall, it results in too much paranoia from me. And so certainly not on Thanksgiving when I'm spending time with my family and I have to like answer like loaded questions, and my family is a complicated one where like all of the questions like have a little bit more going on for them. So I just feel like I just wouldn't be able to handle that. Alcohol is the right tool for the job there. It gives you like a nice like a numbness to it where people ask me all sorts of questions, you know, and it could be really just about anything from the mundane to the serious. And I'm just so glazed over that it doesn't really matter. I don't get that out of marijuana. I really don't.
I agree. Actually, I will throw this out instead of Thanksgiving. I think Halloween should be a week.
Oh,
I'm more into that.
I could see that too, and I'll take that as well.
Well, no, I'm trying to keep Thanksgiving.
No, I'm not giving up Thanksgiving because I enjoy real food more than candy, and I love my candy.
Yeah, but
You're a diabetic.
It's just allegedly.
Okay.
okay.
I was never convicted. For diabetes.
A convicted diabetic.
Band
Show
name.
me the paperwork.
Band name.
Oh, man. All right. We'll write that down afterwards.
Yeah. For me, drinking is my social drug.
Yeah.
For me, weed is my insular drug. I
Yeah.
go in on weed.
Yeah.
So it's like
100%.
the idea of a holiday is kind of like, for me particularly, and I know that that's not universal, weed is like, I don't need a holiday. I don't need to hang out with people or get together or whatever.
It's singular.
Yes.
It's just
For
you.
me.
I feel the
For
same
me.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Me
how
too,
I feel
yeah.
personally.
here's another holiday in that same vein because it's a holiday where you spend no time with anyone.
Yeah.
New Year's Day.
Oh, that's a great weed one, yeah.
Yeah, because you're not seeing anybody. You saw
Nope.
everyone
Yeah.
the previous night.
And I don't want to see them again for the rest of the year. And it's just started.
And all you want to do is just sleep away everything that you did the previous night.
Weed is a great hangover remedy, too. At least for me. I don't know.
I didn't realize that was the case.
I think that if you have like the full day to yourself or like a decent amount of time, whatever that means for you, like for example, if I was to like wake up at, let's go with the New Year's Day thing, right? If I wake up at like 9 a.m., let's say, and I decide that, or like whatever the circumstance may be, that I'm going to be alone the whole day, then I think that smoking some ganja can be great, but it needs to be like a guaranteed scenario. And that's one of those things where it goes back to like my other story with the neighbor and whatnot, where it's like anything can throw that off for me. Because I'm just like, oh, I'm having a nice day by myself. I'm fucking stoned as shit. I don't have to talk to any of my friends where I'll inevitably embarrass myself. I don't have to talk to my mom or anybody. And then it's like, I'm just like having such a great time. And I'm like, I'm just going to go and get the mail because the day is so great that there's no way it can go wrong. And I take like 20 steps out my door and it just happens to be the perfect timing of the mail person showing up.
It's a
and
hot
they're
one
like,
today,
hey,
isn't it?
Pete, how you doing? And I'm like, oh shit, I'm freaking the fuck out.
But what happens when you get like the giggles? You can't get the giggles just solo.
The fuck you can't.
Most of you can.
Oh, can you?
Sometimes that's what the fun of weed is, just getting the giggles. So like last time I feel like I got really high. My cousin's daughter was around and she was just doing something ridiculous and I couldn't stop laughing. Like the belly gut laugh.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
This is why I do shrooms.
I wish I could do shrooms more.
Oh man, they're great.
Because I know
I got some shrooms. You want some?
Yes.
All
Be
right.
careful, it's not a shrooms episode.
That is not.
We'll do one of those someday.
All right.
When is Shroom Day?
We'll figure it
Oh,
out.
that was probably March 10th.
What?
March 10th, because it's Mario Day.
Oh.
Oh.
It's Mario Day? What the hell
March
is that?
10th, MAR 10 is Mario
I
Day.
hate this already.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it's been a thing for a couple of years.
The conviction you came in on that with is alarming.
What? I thought that was just as common as, Arbor Day.
Don't engage. Don't engage. Don't engage. Don't engage.
I'm looking over here.
I knew that was going to happen. Because it's 6 days from 420.
Fuck yeah, it is. And coincidence? I think not.
The only thing that I hate more than
Arbor
bringing
Day.
up Arbor Day is the fact that I now know when the day is because you brought it up like 17 times on this podcast.
You're only hurting Dan.
You're welcome.
I don't want to know an Arbor Day.
What? I get great
You know
gifts on
what?
Arbor Day.
That can be your goddamn weed day.
I'll take that one too.
Yeah. In fairness, it's just tree day. So it kind of makes sense.
That and Earth Day. You can have
I don't want Earth Day. I don't like the Earth.
Earth Day.
I don't
I
like
think
the
Earth Day is already Vladimir Lenin's birthday.
Yes.
So I'm not going to
well,
give that
he
one.
I don't want to take that from
Dedicated
him.
communist.
Wait, when is Earth Day?
When is Earth
Vladimir Lenin's birthday.
Oh,
they tried to usurp it.
Of course.
Day? Wait, who did? Earth or Vladimir?
Happy coincidence. Totally made by communists.
Isn't there a coincidence birthday on 420 as well?
Oh, yeah, Columbine, right?
Weird birthday, but yeah.
Wow.
Sure.
Awesome.
Oh, the other guy.
Yeah, the other guy.
A guy with a hipster mustache.
Yes. Well, we don't say his name. He's like Voldemort.
Yeah, that is something you really don't, you can't really mention on YouTube.
Yeah.
Good old YouTube.
I could say I get high all the goddamn time, but I won't say his name.
Well, that's all right. They've already got a shout.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, then fuck you, Hitler.
Yeah, just mentioning that would actually be a problem for them when you can say "fuck you, Hitler."
Yeah, it's like, whoa, what are you doing?
All right, but like going back to the point like that was made before, it's like I am curious: do people actually celebrate like, oh, it's 420, I'm gonna go fucking blaze it up hard today, or has it lost its shine because of?
I would say that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fucking old for this. We're all roughly in the same age bracket,
Yeah, yeah.
roughly. But
Speak
yeah, I
for
mean,
yourself.
like, it didn't fucking matter. Shut the fuck up. It didn't really matter to me, even when I was like it was an opportunity, like, because you're just looking for things to celebrate.
Well, I think when you're a dumb teenager, it's like, haha.
Yeah, as a
You know?
teenager, I would celebrate it. Now I don't give a shit. It's just
Right,
like
it's
another
just another
goddamn day.
day.
Yeah, I'm going to get high
I mean,
regardless.
in fairness, what you're saying, I don't disagree with it, but devil's advocate, it's that like when you're a kid, like a little kid, you might love Christmas, but now Moses, you're a jaded, old, bitter man who's 3 feet tall and you hate everything and ugly and so on and so forth.
I
could just
also-
go on and on. I could go
I
on
went
and on.
through the
but
prohibition.
I don't need to go on and on. My point is that
You
you
do.
don't like it because you're old and embittered and you hate everything.
It's
so there's
not
a
that I don't
time and
like
a
it.
place where no one's talking to you. There's a time and a place to enjoy these things. And I think that maybe that this holiday, 420, is for people who are younger than us, where it's still like a fun opportunity. It's not for nothing. Legally, I think you're only you're allowed to smoke weed when you're 21. Is that how it works?
I don't
it's
know.
either
I never
19 or
thought about it
21.
'cause
And so
long beyond that.
obviously that's what everyone does. They wait until they're 21 because we care very much so about what the government thinks and about what's appropriate, because there's no better judge for what's healthy for you than the government itself. So
Amen.
obviously you've got people who are in their teens, right up until, they're basically almost their 21st birthday, and they're monitoring the FDA website to see when it's appropriate for
obviously.
them.
Yeah.
Easy,
To be
Joseph. That's a
able-
bar stool, not a soapbox.
to be able to smoke. And I think that everybody younger than that, hypothetically, they might enjoy this holiday.
But go back to like us celebrating drinking holidays. Like we do it for the sake of drinking. We all drink anyway, but there's like those holidays where it's like, oh, it's an excuse to drink anyway.
Yes,
So
New
it's
Year's.
Similar to like I said, this is the holiday for those weed smokers to be like, oh, we're gonna.
This is our day.
Yeah,
This is our day.
Let's celebrate the fact that we
Smoke weed?
Let's smoke.
What holiday would the meth heads get?
Ooh, good
That's
question.
a great point, actually. Yeah.
What is the most frenetic holiday? Most manic?
I would say Halloween.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
So I'm just going to put it out there. Are we all doing meth this Halloween? And just see what happens?
I think we've kind of obligated ourselves to now.
Yeah, we could do that.
No promises.
I'd rather not, but okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a lot more
of
weed
meth,
for
just
that.
Just a little.
Oh, yeah,
bit
just
of
a
meth.
little meth.
To get a taste. Just a
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works.
Okay. I would just feel it out, Moses.
I'd rather not.
We'll be the pioneers.
Well, we'll have to get an RV.
Obviously, we need an RV. Don't be stupid.
Oh,
Yeah.
never done meth.
Oh, great.
Well, that one
You've
time.
never done
That
that.
one time I
I'm
did.
sorry, what?
I'm a downer guy.
Yeah.
Heroin all day. I don't know. Fuck that meth.
Didn't we have like a whole podcast about cocaine or something?
Maybe I don't remember that. That's probably high.
Episode.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's a frequent occurrence. That's not wrong. I mean, that is a decent question, though. I mean, as far as answering the question of marijuana, it does seem like that's fair. It's a holiday for people who enjoy that.
Yeah.
So, what of those who enjoy meth? What becomes of them?
Yeah. They moved to the Midwest.
But what's their holiday?
Do they know what days are?
I don't know what day it is.
I think they all run together when you're on meth. It's all one Monday.
Yeah, that's what
One
happens
very
for
long
you.
Monday.
So, yeah, I think it's the same thing.
Well, there you go. Meths get Monday. Meth Monday.
Yeah.
Meth Monday.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
And
so
then Taco
every Monday
Tuesday.
is a holiday. You know what? I might give up drinking.
Take Monday by the balls.
Yeah.
Meth Monday.
Can I still have Whiskey Wednesdays?
Yes, because we have Taco Tuesday, because you got to refuel after all that meth.
That's true. Will I have an appetite?
Depends on when you stop on Monday night.
Okay, so
If you
never.
stop.
So never. That's fine. All right, so I'm just a meth addict now. That's cool. I'm into it.
Wow, that happened easily.
Yeah, I'm on the wagon. Off the wagon?
I don't know what wagon that is.
Tell me.
It sounds like you're just under it.
It does sound right. Yeah.
Oh, good. That was,
Anywho.
I think we solved the world's question about 420.
Yeah. It's a meaningless holiday unless we
Unless you
have
care
Meth
about
Mondays.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we all know one or two of those people. It's like the weed life people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you just start wearing burlap and like stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like a hippie person.
Yeah. And God bless you.
Yeah, there's
You know,
nothing wrong
you
with
have
it.
You have your stones and crystals and whatever else. And
Your chakras, and
Chakras. Yeah.
your ley lines, and whatever the fuck else is involved with that.
I mean, my general take on it, as much as I love to critique that other side of it, myself being a drinker, it's most recently when I was on, and I told you guys about it, I was on like a hike with a very large group of people, like 50 people. And out of that group, because it was like one of these hikes where it's like, you're going to be going in the woods for like, I don't know, like 8 hours, 9 hours, something like that.
All meth.
And I wish there was meth. I would have had so much more steam in my legs. I was struggling towards the end. Alcohol does not help you in that. But the majority of the people were drinking like beer and liquor and things like that. And they were getting very fucked up. I was exhausted. People were acting a fool, not least so myself. But there were stoners there as well. And I figured like they were going to be a little bit more like attuned with this thing. They were just as fucked up as everybody else, making all sorts of stupid decisions. It made no sense and so on and so forth. So I feel like it's like everybody's kind of cut from the same cloth, but you just, you enjoy whatever your preference is. How
you
it
find
vibes
the
with
poison you like best and you stick with it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I enjoy weed, but I don't do it I don't smoke it anymore. If I'm going to have weed, I'm going to have an edible.
Yeah, I don't smoke weed unless it's offered.
Right.
And
It's
even
hilarious
then-
because I smoke cigarettes like nonstop.
That's
But,
why I
yeah.
don't smoke weed, is
Right.
because I smoke like a carton of cigarettes an hour. And like, I don't have the lung capacity to choke on a joint.
You know what? That's a fair point. Edibles are easier until
Yeah.
they're not.
Well, I mean, they're still easy for me.
Well, for you.
You got to
when
build
you
up a
take
tolerance.
fucking 7 an hour. Yeah.
Well,
Things become easy.
those edibles are like your whiskeys. You take 7 an hour of whiskey. I take 7 hours.
I
of
do
edible.
my best, but it's challenging. I got a hard life, Moses.
I couldn't imagine.
All right, so that takes me to, we kind of decided there's just younger people.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
420.
Yeah.
Another thing, when weed was illegal,
Yeah.
what people tended to do was go to where it was legal.
Yeah.
And that's where you guys went. You went to Amsterdam,
Yeah,
where
yes,
it was
we
like
did.
the hot spot. Van Halen even wrote a song about it.
Go on.
It's just wham bam, oh Amsterdam,
Yep.
stone you like nothing else can.
Have you ever heard it before?
Him? No.
Absolutely not. Me, Van Halen.
No, never. Yeah, so it was September, right? We went back in September for about a week. It wasn't like, what do you call it, like weed tourism, the reason we went there. I mean, but it was definitely part of it. Amsterdam is really, really fucking cool. If you get the chance to go. The Dutch people, particularly in Amsterdam, like their whole like mantra is just do whatever the fuck you want. Just don't be an asshole about it.
Such a cool culture.
Yeah.
They don't judge anybody for anything. It's awesome.
Yeah, they're like, so just, what did, I'm trying to remember what the boat guy told us. He's like, if you want to be Dutch and you're willing to fight the water with us, you can be Dutch.
Yep.
And like, if you want to smoke weed and pass out in the street, you're not hurting anybody, smoke weed and pass out in the street.
God bless.
If you want to get drunk and like pass out in the street or like do whatever, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, have at it.
Yep.
They're all about like personal responsibility there. And
I
that's
love
why, yeah, I think it's really cool. It's like a very grown up way of approaching that thing. And like, we didn't really see any problems
None.
at all.
No, it was such a very cool environment. Like I said, non-judgmental culture. They were very, not overly friendly, but friendly for sure. But it was so cool. Like you said, very adultly. It was just like, do what you want to do and no judgment.
As long as you're not hurting anybody.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
It's like
Easy
the
enough.
opposite of America.
As long as you're hurting somebody, it's
Yeah,
okay.
then you're good in America. That's why the government makes a full-time job of it.
What did you guys do there? I completely forgot.
So there was no like hard structure to what we did. It's kind of like how we like to travel. We got there, basically just kind of walked around, took in the sights, ate a bunch of good food. Don't eat the bitterballen. They lie to you about that.
Yeah,
That stuff's
yeah,
bullshit.
That's
What is
yucky.
it?
So it's like they don't really have a national dish. They're not really known for like particular type of foods because like Amsterdam is very much like a mix between German and French. You know, like
Yeah.
they're kind of very close to Belgium there, that sort of thing. So like as an actual like food identity, they don't have a food identity. But like the one thing that's like theirs is called bitterballen.
Sounds good.
No, not
Does it?
Not good.
It's like a meat croquette.
Oh, okay.
So think of like a meat
No.
paste that's formed into a ball and then breaded and fried.
It's like almost a meatball.
A meatball.
But like gravy-ish inside?
Yes,
Oh,
it's
that's
kind of
weird.
looser.
We were excited about it, but it was disappointing. The food, honestly, though, I'm not going to knock the food there. We had
We had phenomenal food
We had
there.
very good food there. But when we went to try this thing because it was the thing to try.
Yeah.
And we were both disappointed.
We got like, let's call it a flight of bitterballen.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there's different variations
yeah.
of the flavors that you could put on there?
Correct. There was like a bouillabaisse one. There was like a beef one. Who the fuck else knows what else? A whole bunch. But they were all
There was dipping sauces too.
usually like mustard and some
Yeah.
other sort of like...
You think, oh, you kind of can't go wrong. That's why I feel like we were both excited, but
Weird.
bite into it was like
Did
It
they
is
know-
neither a solid nor a liquid.
exactly right.
Like this is like
Doesn't
a
that make it a
super.
gas?
This is like a loaded. This is a loaded question.
Yes.
Do they know that it's gross?
They think it's great.
They
think
love
it's
it.
great. Or do they love it because it's like their thing?
They seem fairly proud of it.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I think that a lot of people like it. I think that just we were like, no, this is
Is it inherently dry unless you have the dipping
No, it's
sauce?
quite wet.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, okay.
There's like gravy in the middle.
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying. It's
that's bizarre to
It
put in
was
my
weird.
head.
It's kind of its own. Oh, what do you call it? Like
It's like not
in physics, what do you state of matter?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's like that
It's like filled with
ferrofluid. Maybe not ferrofluid. That one that, like, if you
Oh, where you
pound
hit
on
it,
it,
I
it's
can't remember.
solid. But if you go gently, it's wet. I
yeah,
can't remember what that.
It is very much like that, but don't let that deter you from going to Amsterdam.
No, food was great there.
Yeah.
So one more question about this, because I'm still trying to picture this
bitterballen
in my head.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think of other foods that have liquid inside it, like chicken cordon bleu.
Oh, similar, I guess.
But it's like, but that's a solid with a liquid inside. You're
Imagine
describing-
a protein mixed with something to consistency of mashed potatoes, and then make it wetter somehow.
Yes. Yes. Wetter than mashed potatoes.
So the mashed potatoes on the inside?
But
all
like
mixed
liquid
together.
mashed
Oh, it's
potatoes.
just the whole thing. Okay.
but somehow too wet.
Yes.
And then rolled in, not a batter, like I guess like a batter, and then fried. So like you bite it, and it is like one of those haptic fluid, whatever it's called, where you hit it and it's rock solid, but if you let it rest, it just kind of flows.
Wow.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That sounds weird.
Yeah.
We weren't expecting that.
No,
yeah, I had the munchies when we started this, and
Because
it's
it
gone.
sounds good.
It's
It
gone.
definitely, there was like, we were like, oh, there's
It's
no
everywhere.
way this is going to be bad. We went there like excited about it. No. Not okay.
I'm sure that the country itself is beautiful, but I never get excited about food from Northern Europe.
Yeah, no.
I feel like it's like this.
We kind of went in expecting because they're not really known for food, but like honestly, if you get food in Europe, it's gonna be good. And we had so much good food.
And there was a lot of good French styled food because there's a lot of French influence there. So I think you said it was probably the best croissant you ever had.
You said that. You had that, not me.
Oh, okay.
Big croissant guy. Big croissant guy. What that?
Yeah, you are.
Very good. Some of the best Japanese
That's
food.
what I was.
That's
yeah,
just
exactly.
weird.
That's
Yes.
neat. And you've been to
I've
Japan.
been there twice.
Right.
They had a
We went there
very
twice.
small Japanese-owned restaurant there, and it was incredible. Absolutely
My
incredible.
first katsu, and it was great.
Yeah, she had a
Oh, really?
pork katsu for the first time.
That shit is good.
Yeah.
And he liked it so much, we had to go back.
We had to go back. Yeah, no, I was like, we have to come back.
That
here.
might have been just the weed talking.
No.
I don't think we did that day, but whatever. It's also a unique drinking experience there. So they're real big on gin, your obvious liquors, but they're known for Genever.
Oh, right. You brought some of this.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
in that tin can, right?
Yeah,
that was
so-
good. That was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Genever is a very old liquor. It is the progenitor of gin. So it precursor to gin. The one we brought back was apple.
You
or
opened
something.
that? I didn't know you opened that.
I brought one here. We have another one at home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
One
know where
here
I'm
is
going.
gone.
Yeah. We killed it that. It came in an oil can.
No, I know. That's what I was curious. I didn't realize you bought two.
Yeah.
Oh.
The oldest distillery there is Bohls, Bohls, which we went and had an experience.
Oh, we had such an
We went to
experience.
distillery.
Yes.
Do you want to describe the experience?
It was a very touristy type of place.
Mhm.
It was not at all what I had expected. I had purchased the expensive package, whatever, VIP BS. And we went through smells and dark rooms. And there was no one else there. It was just the two of us.
I mean, that's
And
pretty awesome.
That is pretty neat.
We received a vial of
Yeah, they give you a vial
Potion.
of weird.
We got a potion, and you open it when told to do so. And then
When were you told to do so?
when we walked into this room separately, we had to go into a separate,
was a stall.
separate door.
Like a bathroom stall?
Oh
or-
yeah, kind of. And
Are you
this,
guys sure this was
this
a
computer
legitimate place?
computer lady talked to us separately because I was on my own. I'm in this room, this stall. This computer lady's telling me about do this and smell this and do this, and then okay, drink the potion, drink the potion, and then pictures are
it's
happening.
supposed to be a sensory thing.
Yeah, take pictures of us.
It's shooting smells at you.
It just sounds like a
Oh.
Lewis Carroll book.
Not
We were
far
supposed
off.
to get these pictures emailed to us. I don't think we
ever got them,
those.
no.
Thank goodness. I don't want to see it myself.
That factory's already
post-potion.
moved to Romania.
They're producing more
It
of you
was
as
odd.
we speak.
It was owned by Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
But at least after it was it ended in a normal bar or not
Normal-ish.
not a normal bar. Yeah. We had to walk up to
Everything's very ish.
Yes,
it's weird.
We had to walk up to a machine and like create our own cocktail, and then we watched the bartender make the cocktail in which we created, quote unquote, through this machine, and I guess that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fine.
So confused by all of these words.
But then actually,
I still am. It's 6 months later.
Well, because I purchased the expensive package, we got like a party favor at the end, and we were both expecting like shit. We got like a proper
a Jennifer glass. We just got a Jennifer glass, which is so a Jennifer glass is kind of like a very small. If you know what a flute is, like a champagne flute.
Yeah.
Make it shot sized.
Yeah.
Oh.
And flare it out open wide on the top. So the thing with Jennifer is
smells. Yeah.
So it's wide open. So if you pick it up, it will spill all over the place. So the thing is, they fill it so you have that
surface tension
on it on the top. So you're supposed to bow down to the drink.
Oh God!
So you don't pick it up. You bow down and then take the first sip out of it because obviously you can't pick it up. It'll spill all over the place because of the surface tension is what's barely holding it in the glass. And it's like a whole tradition thing.
I'm glad you remember that. Because, we have the glasses. I feel like it's like something we need
You can't drink anything out of it.
No, well, we should try.
You fill them halfway and do shots.
Yeah. But like the gin there was awesome. And I'm not a gin person.
Yeah, Kristina's not a gin drinker.
I'm a vodka person. We go to the bar and I order a vodka tonic and he orders a gin and tonic. If they give me his drink, I know. He doesn't know.
I never can tell the difference.
I make a face as soon as I get the gin and I'm like, oh,
I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Not my drink. But we went to a gin bar, the same place we got the Yucky Balls.
Yes, it's Yucky Balls.
Yucky Balls.
And I was in love with these gin drinks. This gin bar was amazing. I was getting these drinks that were blowing my mind. They had like all sorts of herbs and fruits and things that were just like amazing. I left Amsterdam being like, yeah, I like gin.
Yeah, I feel like that's just such a common misconception. If you don't drink gin a lot,
but it was
and
maybe
haven't
it wasn't
had
gin.
it from
Maybe
good
it was
places,
Jennifer.
Maybe was it
Jennifer.
But no, we were at a gin bar. Jennifer. That was gin.
Oh yeah, you were getting the Jennifer drinks, and I was
getting the Jennifer drink. You were drinking. Yes, yeah. It's just such a cool place. So we did this thing. We took a boat tour of like the canals.
Damn boat guys.
Yeah, the damn boat guys. If you ever go, like there's a million little boat companies. Look up the damn boat guys because you can smoke weed and drink on their boats.
They're cool.
And they're all about it. Hilariously, we had the most fuddy-duddy people on our boat.
Oh yeah.
Which must have just stumbled upon this company. 2 older Americans, the dumbest people I've ever met in my entire life.
And you know us.
Yeah, that's fair, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Probably in their 60s or 70s. Didn't know shit about fuck. Nothing.
They were like going on a cruise afterwards. So that was just like a stop in Amsterdam for them. They were like, didn't give a fuck.
It's like literally hundreds of boat companies. And they ended up on the one that advertises you can get wild on our boat. And then a bunch of Canadians.
Yeah.
I don't know, like 5 Canadians.
Yeah.
And they were fine. And I guess there's a bunch of history between Amsterdam and Canada because there was a princess exchange thing or something, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So they have the tulip industry. There's a whole thing. If you look up the damn boat guys, they're awesome. You go to their place, they'll load you up with a bunch of beer or cooler. You can smoke weed, cigarettes, whatever you want to do on their boats. They're all about it. And they're very well informed and a lot of fun. But I mean, other than that, it's just putting around in the canals. You get to see the houseboats.
That's cool. Yeah, we did a house.
But there's not as many as you think.
Right.
Because it's very limited. It's like a limited license thing. So there can be no more.
They can't move, really, either.
Yeah.
It's like you
like
have
liquor
one, but you
license.
can't
All
really
of
go
Western
anywhere.
Europe is so densely packed that I would think that there wouldn't be much for that.
Yeah. Amsterdam is a city of bicycles.
Yes. So what the damn boat guys taught us, too, like one of the jokes was
I knew it.
Yes, you did. Tell it.
So they're giving you a tour. They're asking you questions to see who knows what about anything of the city. And they wanted to know, like, what do they take X amount of, like, metric tons of out of the canals every year? And it's bicycles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because as they are about personal responsibility and drugs and drinking, they're also about taking care of yourself because there are no walls or anything to block you from just falling into lagoons.
Yeah. I mean, I could see
They pull out cars, too, which is funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just drive those right in, right?
Yeah,
And
that's where you park.
there are only bathrooms for men out on the street because they're the ones that get drunk and fall into the lagoons trying to piss into them.
When women are
makes
more
sense,
responsible
yeah.
kind of thing, that does make sense, though.
So there are public bathrooms near it
Yeah.
because men are dumb.
I agree with you. I don't understand why men need bathrooms. Can't you just piss wherever? Like as a guy, is that like?
Well, that's
Then
the
you're
thing
gonna
that
fall
that
in 'cause you're
people.
drunk
All right,
or
so
high.
Well, I would know not to piss. Like I'm not going to stand on the edge of a goddamn fucking body of
Yeah, you
water.
do that in the
Drunk?
middle of the street when the cars are coming.
Yeah,
Like a
That's what I'm
responsible
saying.
person. Yeah.
That's another episode.
yeah, but getting around like Amsterdam's not that big. It's a fairly small, concise city, but the roads. So if you cross, we'll call it a highway here in the States. It's just lanes of traffic, and maybe if you're in a fancy area like a bike lane on either side. In Amsterdam, your first 2 lanes are bike lane.
Mm-hmm.
Then your next 2 lanes are car lanes, and your next 2 lanes are like tram. What do you call it? Like in San Francisco, trolley.
trolley. Yeah.
Trolley lanes. So, and each set of lanes has a crosswalk
You
lane.
have to know where you're standing.
Oh,
You will get run the fuck over,
Exactly right.
especially by bicyclists.
That sounds insanely complicated for a place that's known for fucking weed.
Yes.
Yeah, but they're all, like I said, all about responsibility. Like, do you have to be responsible if you're going to be doing that? Don't stand in a fucking bike lane.
Or learn how to take
Well,
a
as an
up to
American, don't tell me how to live.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how to live, Amsterdam.
Yeah. But all right, if we're gonna tie it into the 420,
Yeah.
like I said, we didn't go there for weed tourism, but when in Rome,
Yes.
you got to check it out. I was very surprised. So like we've always been told like this thing, and like yeah, weed is legal there. It's easy to get. They have coffee shops, if you will, but like their selection's kind of trash.
I would imagine
It did
that
its
for
job.
that
It
purpose.
absolutely did its job.
It's
Can't
got to
really-
be like an industry that caters to, obviously, because that only changed in the U.S. like pretty recently.
Yes.
So I would imagine that their industry there like caters towards you, basically, that you're coming from a country where it's
Yeah.
illegal, and therefore it's like, wow, we've got it kind of scenario.
I
So
will
their
say
dirt weed is the best weed because you don't have weed.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's fair.
what I will say, they are much bigger into hash than like standard weed.
Yeah.
We essentially got like what I would typically get from the dispensary here. Got a pre-rolled cone, pretty decent sized one. We went and walked to the park, found an area that we were familiar with.
Big park. We picked an area. Thank goodness. We've been to this park before, and it was like we knew how to get back based off of where we stopped to smoke.
Yeah, and we smoked up, and a bunch of other people were smoking. It's people just go
Stop.
get.
Go there to
Smoke?
smoke.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of like passing and enjoying? Like if you're just,
I didn't really see it. It's people just like you would smoke a cigarette.
Right.
You know what I mean?
oh, yeah, I
It's-
guess you
it's-
don't really pass cigarettes.
No. It's just people, I mean, older people, younger people, people on bicycles, they're just very slow. Oh, I'm going to sit here on the grass, or I'm just going to sit here on this bench and just smoke.
Is there an age limit for?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
I would
some
imagine
sort-
it's
yeah.
the same as it is for like cigarettes or something. Like
Well, because I know in European countries, like the drinking age is a lot lower. If at
Typically
all,
around
but-
18.
18.
Yeah,
Oh, is it? I thought it was lower than that for.
It definitely was in the past. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is now, but yeah.
I'm much older than that. I wasn't curious.
What one of the damn boat guy had told us.
I love that. The damn boat. It's
Yeah,
just like,
I
oh,
know, I
that
loved it
damn
too.
boat guy.
That's why I ordered that to But what he had told us that I found quite amusing was for the longest time he couldn't figure out why all the Americans were asking him where the eye drops were at the pharmacy because they were very particular about yes, weed is legal, but things like eye drops are not. You gotta like go to a
that's
particular.
bizarre.
And he was like, why do all these Americans want eye drops? Like he didn't quite
So
understand.
just have red eyes.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Like I never understood that in high school either. 'cause
Right.
I never
everybody-
did. I never
but
messed
like
with that.
it was to me, it was quite amusing.
It's like get a pair of sunglasses. You're fine.
Well, they don't try to hide anything over
Yeah,
there. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like whatever, because it's
Right.
accepted.
It's how we are with alcohol, essentially.
yeah.
Oh, we're supposed to hide it?
Well, some people do.
Well,
that's
listen,
weird, too.
we live in America. We have shame on everything.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Well, you're an aberration.
I'm sorry.
wouldn't.
Go back to the park. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we get our weed, we go to the park to smoke up, and fortunately we figured out we were close to a bar we found in the park the first day. Everything's just very open and accessible there. So we made our way to the bar and like ordered drinks and then proceeded not to talk to each other for an hour. While sitting at-
Yeah.
Because that's
Sounds
us.
romantic.
yeah.
Oh,
I
but
love that, though.
But then we
Very-
started laughing at each other.
Yeah, we just started laughing because we both know we're so self-conscious when we're high.
We
Yeah.
just knew each other well enough to just be like, yeah, I'm too high
I'm
to
too
talk
fucked
to you.
up.
I honestly love that. I you made it. It's very romantic, but actually, I do think that's very romantic. It's very
I
nice.
agree. I think
Yeah.
I
do
that's
think
cute.
that's very romantic. Yeah.
Because we were both obviously thinking the same thing. We're just so in our heads because that's how we both are when we smoke.
Yeah.
You you made a good comment. You're like, yeah, we're both introverts, and that's just how we have to be. And I was like, yep, you got it.
And not a word was spoken.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe 4 at most in an hour.
Sometimes it's about the notes you don't play.
I think the most I was spoken is like, we need to get back to the hotel.
Exactly right.
I need to go have a lie down.
Which is exactly what we did.
Yes.
I love that.
All right, so I can pop in here real quick.
Please.
It is 18 in
Okay.
the Netherlands to smoke weed. It's 21 in the state of New Jersey to smoke weed. So I got us beat by 3 years.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's also like 34 to buy cigarettes now or something, you know? I don't know. They keep up in the age for cigarettes.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It might be.
I think it's 21 now.
I'm not
again,
that young.
You're probably thinking of it was something that happened just recently that we talked about, actually. So I feel like I'm remembering this for you. But it was New Zealand that said that they were going to say that, you know how it's like you must have been born in this year or by this date to buy tobacco?
Yeah.
New Zealand passed a law that said you must have been born by this date, but the date doesn't change. Which results in
those
so they have a hard
year,
date.
so it's like, so I mean, basically New Zealand is working on a law where flash forward 30 years, you've got to be 60
Right.
to purchase cigarettes.
Oh,
Yeah, this is a real thing. I'm not making it up.
interesting.
Yeah. And Moses and I had a conversation about it, which he does not remember, obviously.
course.
Was this one of those tequila nights?
I don't know when it happened. Why would I remember I only remember the details, not the macro.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was the macro.
Tagging on to Amsterdam still, before we put that one to bed, what I found really interesting is that they, as a people, fully own their own bullshit about colonialism.
Oh yeah,
As
which is
opposed-
horrible. Their colonialism was particularly
and
brutal.
they fully
And
take
I know
it on,
you know
they
about
fully
it,
take it on the nose, as opposed to fucking Brits.
Yeah. Well,
But,
the Brits were helping people to become not savages.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But like, yeah, we fucked it up. We tried, we do reparations wherever we can, and like whatever.
Yeah.
We've really fucked up. Terrible. At least they understand it, and like they know shit. Where did we go? A Surinamese place?
Yeah.
So like, I had forgotten that Suriname is a fucking place.
Right.
It's a blessing of being an American.
Yeah. So because that is a Dutch colony, there was a lot of Surinamese places.
Yeah.
And we went to a Surinamese bar, which is really fucking cool culturally. What is it? It's right next to top part of South America. What the hell was it next to? I can't remember off the top of my head. It's right
Guyana?
there. Guyana. Yeah. So it's right there. And that was cool to see, like, them, like, actual Surinamese people.
Yeah.
Not, Dutch people.
Because they give like the rite of passage
Yes.
to a lot of these
Yep.
European countries, so they do it differently than America does. So they allow you to go and become, if you were a colony,
Yeah.
then you're allowed to come there. But it's like got its gray areas.
It does. It does, of course.
We're a lot rougher about that type of thing. And they lost most of their colonies to other European powers. They didn't have to deal
Absolutely.
with the same struggle.
Yeah, but it was very cool. Had some interesting drinks there, and I'm getting weird faces.
Oh no, it was an awesome time.
Oh yeah,
Let me jump in here real quick for the this thing that Pete Moses brought up, or whatever your name is in this episode. Who cares?
It's Joseph.
It's Joseph.
Joseph, I don't know, Stalin, whatever.
yeah.
So
Close.
this is from USA Today. New Zealand to end smoking with a lifetime ban on cigarettes for youth. New Zealand's government believes it has come up with a unique plan to end tobacco smoking, a lifetime ban for those aged 14 or younger. Under a new law, the government announced Thursday, this is back in December of 2021, announced Thursday, and plans to pass next year, the minimum age to buy cigarettes would keep rising year after year. That means, in theory, at least 65 years after the law takes place, shoppers could still buy cigarettes, but only if they prove they were at least 80 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, there it is.
Doesn't that make it more alluring to the kids? Was like, oh, I can't have this.
I
so
mean, what you're
want it.
saying is, does prohibition work? And that's a
And we've
very
proven
loaded
it does.
question.
America proved it did.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. And it still works to this day.
Yeah, that's why the war
Pass
on
me a beer.
drugs won. We won it.
Yeah.
Hilariously, with how free everything was in Amsterdam, cigarettes were incredibly hard to figure out how to buy.
Yeah.
So, as opposed to, I've been to a good handful of countries, and you can see the cigarettes you want to buy. In Amsterdam, you can't see them. They're not out in the open. Even when you look at the packs, they are just black packs. And
It's like, I
I like
observe
that.
that. I observe that type of thing as like what these individual cultures value in terms of what's dangerous and what's good for their own populations.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's like, it's a government, but the government's like, to a degree, governments do kind of respond to the people.
Of course.
To some degree or another, Usually not enough for the people, but it is what it is. But you see in Western European cultures that they've taken more of a stance where it's like alcohol's okay and weed is okay and certain drugs might be okay, but that tobacco is very bad. And you see in this culture, we have a favoring of things like that fast food is good for you.
Right.
Right. But tobacco is bad.
Right.
And alcohol is bad and so on and so forth. So it's like a reflection upon what you think is basically good or bad for you. But it's entirely like my observation of it as a regular citizen of one of these countries is that it's entirely arbitrary to a degree. But it's a reflection upon what that government and therefore what its people thinks is better or worse, essentially, what's going to allow you to progress. And it is interesting to see how places like that have almost like, I won't say like a veneration, but they see no problem with, like, to take it to another level, they see no problem with certain European countries have no problem with a red light district.
Oh,
where
another
prostitution
thing.
is legal. Yeah. And I was going to ask you guys if you saw any of that there. But like in this country, we take a very hard stance about very specific things. And then we have a very soft stance or a favorable stance about other things. The fast food thing being a great example. It's considered like typically American.
Yeah.
That like, we're so concerned with everybody's health that we need to force this down your throat. I need to make you be healthy because you don't know what's good for you. But please go and buy a couple of Big Macs today because that's what's going to set you straight after all of these years of smoking cigarettes, and it's kind of, and for this reason, it's like, I observe it in that way where it's just like kind of a reflection upon where is this population at?
It's odd. It's very odd where the balances are struck. But I guess a couple of little quick facts. Amsterdam has a natural population of parakeets.
Oh.
Which is interesting. Those little greenish yellow ones.
Yeah.
How awful.
Yeah.
The bird, Dan's
yes,
favorite animal.
Most of the houses in Amsterdam that are on the lagoons, which is the vast majority of them, were warehouses. They were all storehouses. It's very cool. Old buildings. Architecture is really cool. Very nice. It's a beautiful place.
Did you go to isn't Freud's place in Amsterdam?
Yeah, there's that. There's the Anne Frank house.
Frank house.
I feel like Freud's place was in Austria.
Oh, was it?
It's probably Austria.
Yeah,
I
Vienna.
remember that.
Same area.
There's a Van
It's not
Gogh-
at all. They're
That's
totally
same thing.
different parts of Europe.
I don't know. It's not
Totally
America.
different parts. They're very far apart.
Okay, I bet.
It's like saying Ohio is the same as New Jersey.
Well, no,
They're just
I mean,
not.
they kind of are. You ever been to Ohio? That place is shit.
Once.
Like, there's a Van Gogh museum. We didn't go to that, but we went to like their big.
I know, I don't remember it either.
Yeah, but-
we went to one of the big ones that was like awesome and beautiful.
The big art museum there. I can't remember what it's called. It's probably 47 letters.
Like when you
long.
walk in too, like before you get there, like in the dome of things, there is like somebody playing some sort of classical, beautiful music as like a like some sort of like street vendor.
busker,
type.
a
Yeah,
busker.
and it was amazing, and it just made the experience way more lovely. It was
beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Yeah,
It makes me want to go.
You should.
you should.
Just be careful of the bikes.
Yes, the bikes will run you over.
We'll see what happens.
Especially watch out for the bikes that look like they have a wagon attached to the front. Especially dangerous.
So I can piss in the canal or no?
No, don't do that. You'll fall in.
What if I don't fall in though? Am I like amongst the extraordinary?
Maybe.
Also,
like
they're
I-
very big
No one's
on
gonna fish you out.
I don't need to be fished out.
All right.
I got this.
There are no like.
I've pissed in a
ladders.
lot of canals. Never a problem.
They're very big on mayonnaise with their fries too.
Like the
fries
French.
were so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
We all know you're afraid.
Yeah, that's gross.
Done with this conversation. Moses is going to hold the back of my shirt when I piss.
There you go.
I'm also going to push him in.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
All right, want to jump in here real quick. Sigmund Freud's house is in Austria. Vienna.
Boom. Suck it.
Also, before we get off the topic entirely, I want
Sometimes
to
a
give those
house is
damn
just
both
a
guys a
house.
shout out.
Yeah.
So this is from their own website. Can I bring food and drinks in all caps? Absolutely. Bring, and also 4 consecutive exclamation points. So they really
They're
want you to
very
bring
excited
stuff.
there.
Bring a snack, picnic, meal, feast, whole lamb to roast. Okay, maybe not the last one. That takes hours. Plus, we don't encourage open fires on the boat anymore. Listen, look, please do bring drinks. So they are asking you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They're funny.
Bring enough for yourselves, and who knows, maybe others are thirsty and underprepared. Don't misunderstand. This is not necessarily a party boat, but we want you to enjoy yourselves. So you are welcome to bring whatever you like. and we trust you to know your limits. Be sure to check out the map that comes attached to the confirmation email you'll receive once your tickets are purchased. There's great places nearby for booze, food, and quotation marks, coffee. There's nothing for sale on the boat, but we do have excellent selection of beer.
Yes, in their office, they have a big selection, yeah.
And soda available for purchase at our headquarters if you can't be bothered to do the shopping. Wow, this is great.
They're great.
Are we
I
thinking
know
a
they're
podcast
funny.
trip?
Yeah, we need to get these guys to sponsor the podcast.
I know,
we
I
already
love
gave them
them.
a shout out.
Oh my God. Maybe we can do like a 1-for-1 kind of trade.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, we might be able to make this happen.
They're awesome.
They were so fucking
This
cool.
is why I booked them. They're funny. I fell in love with their funniness.
We're going to talk turkey in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a weed holiday.
Oh, God damn it.
Easy fucker.
We got to schedule this trip for 420 next year.
Yes. Also, we're moving Thanksgiving up to 420.
What? No.
Is that a thing?
Do it all on the same day.
Well, then we're missing out. Yeah.
What are we missing out on? We're still getting it.
Several days.
Time is just an illusion, man.
Yeah, time is an illusion, but we're running out of it in this episode. You know, the last time we talked about weed, we talked about our favorite movies to watch while high, but they made plenty of movies about being stoned. So I wanted to ask you guys, and Christina, if you have one as well, what is your favorite stoner movie?
I don't particularly have like a distinct movie I like to watch. It's kind of like Planet Earth is like that sort of thing is like my jam.
I
like,
vibe with that.
Yeah. As far as like stoner movies, I mean, what's a stoner movie? Like
Half-baked.
Half-Baked.
Yeah, that's kind of the
Abba Zaba, You're My Only Friend.
Yeah. Zeb.
So I pulled up a list from Rotten Tomatoes, so, you know.
Play it on me.
So
That must be great.
So here's a few of the 25 essential stoner movies ranked.
Wow, 25. Okay.
So actually, let's start all the way
That's a
from the
lot.
bottom.
Yeah.
We can roll through this pretty quickly. At 15%, I think that's the Rotten label, is Grandma's Boy.
Oh, I vaguely remember that.
It's a good movie.
That was all right. Yeah.
Number 24 is Dude, Where's My Car?
I got a love-hate relationship with that
Get
movie.
outta here.
That was a
Christina.
stupid fucking movie.
Number 23.
How high?
Soul Plane.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Number 22, How High?
There we are.
There it
Yeah.
is.
Okay. All right.
Coming in really low, number 21, Half Baked.
Wow.
Oh, what is above that?
Yeah. That's right.
What the
That
fuck
is-
else could
that
there
is
be?
alarming.
Other than fucking Cheech and Chong, what
This
else
is
do you
going to be
got?
very upsetting. Keep it going.
Number 20, and this is weird because if this movie's on this list, it should be higher, Super Troopers.
Is that? Yeah, I guess it's it.
They get fucked up, but I don't think it's on weed.
Yeah,
Well, part of it is.
the beginning is.
I
Right.
thought that was all mushrooms and.
It was. You're splitting hairs.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
move
yeah,
past
yeah.
it.
I'm
Let's move
sorry,
past it.
mushrooms aren't the same.
Surprising.
You like this movie. Reefer Madness.
Well,
it's a good
listen.
movie.
It's the classic Hearst.
It's the first movie that taught me that weed would kill your children.
Yes.
Which it will.
Yeah.
It will.
Number 18, Up in Smoke.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
That's only at 18.
That's at 18.
I would call that quintessential.
You really like? I'm wondering what the rest.
What
of
could it be?
What's number one?
It's gonna be like.
Pineapple Express or some bullshit.
Yeah, it's a funny
It's
movie, but
it's gonna be like Godfather or something. That's always at the top of every fucking movie
every
list
list.
for no reason.
Now, if you thought some of these movies were weird so far on the list, number 17,
Fear and Loathing?
in Las Vegas.
Oh, he
which
beat you
I
to it,
don't
What?
understand why that would be in there.
it's not a weed movie. He was doing every other drug but that.
Yeah.
No, he
Which
had
means
weed
you
in that
need to be
briefcase.
some sort of fucked up to watch that movie.
I guess.
I'm with
But
it.
not on weed.
So if,
No,
that-
well,
if that's, the-
your only other option,
I'm a grown ass man. I can buy any drug I want.
fine.
if that's the case, Christina, then this is baffling. Number 16, Scary Movie.
What? Why?
Yeah, that's weird.
That's just a. All right.
That shouldn't be on any list other than the shittiest movies
I'm
ever.
gonna need some weed to get over my anger right now.
Again, it's
Dan, I'm
Rotten
token up.
Tomatoes.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Number 15, and I would have put this higher as a stoner movie, Tenacious D in The Pick of Destiny.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah,
I
it's
can
a fun
see
movie.
that.
And it's like, you kind of,
Yeah.
it's that high.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty funny. I was going to bring this up. Jack Black once said, I can't remember what show he was on. It was just like, oh, yeah, like, fans would come up to me. It's like, oh, man, I love your music and I really like your movie. It's like, ah, man, where were you when the movie came out? I was high.
Accurate.
All right, so number 14. This is a really good one. I don't know necessarily if this would be a stoner movie, though. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
That's
fair,
totally
yeah.
a stoner.
It's
That's
definitely a
all they
stoner
really
movie, yeah.
do.
Okay, number 13, Smiley Face.
What is
I
it?
don't-
Oh,
I don't know that.
Great
Remember
movie,
that.
Smiley Face that
Anyone
I
in it?
remember. And no, it's a great one, Moses. I I watch that sometimes.
You're thinking of Half Baked, and
I was thinking of Half Baked.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a great stoner movie. That's number 1 on the list, right?
yes,
Yeah, okay.
all the way at 31, I think it was.
Number 12 is Pineapple Express.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't see
funny
how that's
movie.
higher than Half Baked, but all right.
I don't understand why this movie is above Super Troopers and some of the other movies we mentioned, but number 11 is Ted.
Ah.
Weird.
Yeah,
I
it's-
watched that on a plane once, and I didn't really care about it.
It's
Still don't.
Yeah.
Didn't care then either.
Were you
but-
high though?
It's just Family Guy with a teddy bear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
legitimately
Started.
just
Yep.
is.
Yep.
All right, number 10, Inherent Vice.
Not familiar.
I got
That's-
nothing for that.
Yeah.
I actually do know that movie, and I think that I am thinking of the right film. That's not a stoner movie. It's incredibly dark. There's a rape scene in it.
Oh, wow.
It's not a movie that you want to watch when you're fucked up. It's not cheeky and funny.
Oh.
It's very dark.
Then I want to change my number 1. It's probably Apt Pupil.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's an obscure reference.
I like Ian McKellen.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
This is a stoner movie. Harold and Kumar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's a good movie.
Number 8 is Friday.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Friday's
That's
a good movie.
Okay.
That's a weed movie.
Number 7 is also a weed movie, Fast Times at Richmond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't love that one.
It's not my favorite
I know
either.
everybody loves it,
yeah.
but I didn't love
I
it.
mean, I'll
That was
say
just
it's
fucking name of it.
qualified to be there.
It's qualified to be
whatever.
there.
It's all because of Phoebe Cates. That's why that movie's popular. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
It's
You're
like
not
the
wrong.
one of the most paused
Yeah.
scenes in all of movies.
Do you know that for a fact?
Yeah, that's a
Or is it just
fact.
because you paused it a lot?
No, I've seen the movie twice, and I love
Burned
Judge.
into the screen of his television.
And I love Judge Reinhold.
Number 6 is Bad Trip.
I got
I've
nothing.
heard of it.
I don't
I
know
don't
what that
remember
is.
It's a
it.
very recent movie.
Who's in it?
2021.
I don't know that.
Is that Key and Peele? or-
Eric Andre,
Oh.
Lil Ray Howery,
Oh, yes. No.
That's a person.
Tiffany Haddish.
That's a.
I've heard
Oh,
of
yeah,
her.
so, yeah, these are all like modern.
Yeah.
Modern movie. Number 5 is Easy Rider.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
surprised.
that's not. That's again.
Yeah.
That's a very dark film.
Yeah.
People get murdered in that.
Yeah.
That's a fucked up movie.
That's
I
a
love
big
that
weed
movie,
movie
but that's
too,
a
though.
fucked up movie.
I was surprised to hear it.
I
in this
forgot
list.
about that movie.
That's like. So what's the number 1? Like Apocalypse Now?
Oh, we're getting there.
No, I told you that pupil.
This would be my number 1 movie on the list, but it's for The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a great
Yep.
stoner movie.
Yep.
You're right. You're
Yep.
right. Now I'm talking about the dude here.
The dude of buds.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm mad. Because
Uh-oh.
this movie should not be above The Big Lebowski at all, because this movie's awful. I've seen it. This is the end with Seth.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't a good movie.
I watched it like once.
it's-
I didn't care.
That's
about
when
it.
they play
It's fine, I
themselves?
guess.
Yes. They play themselves. They're at a party at the end of the world. Yeah.
It's
There's a rape scene with the devil. It's so
Yeah.
fucking. I can't stand Seth Rogen comedies. They're just. He is just so
yeah.
fucking blatantly unfunny.
We're coming for
That's
you,
actually
you
a very
Fozzie Bear
good
motherfucker.
Now, having said this, we're following up with another movie with Seth Rogen in it, but this is actually. It was actually pretty funny. Superbad.
Superbad
Yeah.
was fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it's number 2.
No.
No, it shouldn't be above Half Baked or any of them, really.
Yeah, it depends on when
Lebowski.
this list was made, like what year.
Well, this list was obviously made by a
together.
15-year-old
Right, exactly
yesterday.
right,
So
exactly right.
Dan made a poor choice with this
Yeah.
list. That's where we're at.
When do we hear
Coming on
Lego
one.
Movie?
I picked Rotten Tomatoes for a reason, so
Yes.
we'd all be very upset.
Yes.
Oh God,
Shared
Dan, you
misery.
making us? Yeah, he's exactly. It's being forced upon us.
Oh, before you continue, let me just take another edible.
Oh, yeah. I'll hit you just in time.
And at number 1, this is actually kind of obvious. Dazed and Confused.
It shouldn't be number 1.
It's I mean, I get it. It's a
Like,
good movie
it should
and
be
all.
on there, but like it's definitely not
It's the
number 1.
best acting that what's his face ever did.
It
Ben
definitely
Affleck?
deserves to
Ben
be on the
Affleck,
list.
yeah.
I don't know if I would consider it number 1, but
No.
whatever.
Yeah, that should be way lower on the list. Either above or below Ridgemont High.
Yeah,
Yeah, around there. Around there.
I guess that list is fine.
Stupid.
It's a list.
Fine.
Yeah.
It is a list.
It is a list.
It did
Someone
list
made a
things.
list.
So, of all those movies, because we only have a few minutes left, if it jarred anything up, what would you say is your favorite stoner movie that you could think of?
Apt Pupil.
Yeah,
by far.
I'm kind of
Out
going
of the
there
list
too.
that we got, it's Apt Pupil. Yeah.
Bunch of terrorists in here.
Well, it's either that or what the hell is that Jared Leto film that I love? The fucking comedy.
Requiem
with-
for a Dream.
Yes, the comedy.
I'm
yeah.
so I before you even continue with whatever the fuck bullshit you're about to say, I'm so sorry that I helped you with that. because I didn't want to.
Well,
but I just like fell into
I
it.
set him up and you knock him down, baby.
Oh my God. I better get a promotion for this because I'm so tired of this job.
I know it's printed, but I didn't take it out for you.
God damn it. No one knows that quote. No one knows that
People
quote.
know that quote.
People shouldn't watch that movie. Really, it's a good movie,
Yeah.
but like,
And also for some of the things that are on that list that are just like general drug movies,
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it out there. The movie's Spun.
Yeah.
It's not
Spun's
a
a
stoner
great
movie,
movie.
but it's a drug movie,
Yeah.
and it's a great fucking
Yeah.
movie. So just throwing that out there.
You ever see Layer Cake?
I've seen it. I don't remember it.
It was
a
pretty
little-
all right. It was Daniel Craig.
Yeah, it was Daniel Craig.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
it was more of an ecstasy movie, but it was a pretty good. It was pretty good for it.
No. There's an ecstasy movie called Go.
Oh, Go, yeah.
Yeah.
That
It's
was
like an
pretty
English-
right. That has
That's
like
a great
everybody from the
movie.
90s.
Yeah, I think it's a solid
That's a great movie.
Yeah. It's like I have trouble like taking it down just because it's an English film and their accents irritate the shit out of me as a God-fearing American. You know, like we fought
Get
to be free
over
from
it.
them.
It's a good movie.
I'm not getting over it. They need to get over it. They need to get the fuck over it. They lost. And now we get to make the movies.
All right, stop talking. You threw a lot of names at us, and I get my ADD throws me off when a lot of things come my way. Were any Cheech and Chong movies in there?
Just Up in Smoke.
Just Up in Smoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, if you're gonna have one, that's the only one.
No, that would be the
rest
only
of
one.
them are
Yeah. I couldn't
kinda-
remember if that was called out or not.
I'm going to stand by The Big Lebowski. I
Well,
love that
but
movie.
Big Lebowski
Big
will always
Lebowski.
be.
As far as
Exactly.
movies that are meant to
Yeah.
appeal to the stoner audience, I actually do agree. I think that's the best actual movie of the list. Like, I think that Half Baked is like a great movie that's
I love it, but Big
dedicated.
Lebowski is going to win
But
every
Big
time.
Lebowski
over it.
is a movie that is for stoners, but it's also for everybody, and it's phenomenal.
It's a more
that
thoughtful
said,
movie.
even though I know it's a different question than what you asked, I'm going to bring it all the way back to something that you said before, which has been mentioned before in this podcast, that fucking Planet Earth is the movie, it's the thing that you watch when you're stoned. It's not one of these stoner movies. You just sink into a goddamn couch and you listen to David Attenborough talk about how like this penguin is going to take a majestic dive and it's incredible and like watch him go. But then there's this seal that you've never heard of and it's a particular type and there's a killer whale out there. And I'm watching and I'm just like, this is the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. My phone's blowing up. My girlfriend's calling me. My mom's
Don't care.
calling
House
me,
is on fire.
And I'm like, I can't deal with that right now. David Attenborough is talking to me about seals and penguins, and they're doing things, and they're doing them right now. And at the end of this, there's going to be a message about stopping global warming, and I need to hear that. And I can't like stop all of that. I can't deal with your problems right now when there's macro problems like global warming that I'm going to hear about in a minute. I need to finish watching this. I need to see the seals. I need to immerse myself, and I need to fall asleep 10 minutes before it ends, and then wake up 20 minutes late in the morning and see all of these missed calls and realize that I was just too fucking high. And like maybe these were some mistakes that I made. And I'm going to address it at a later time. And that's why that's the best thing. And it's better than the entire fucking list.
Agreed.
I always watch Chopped. Lull
know what?
myself to sleep with Ted Allen's dulcet tones.
Oh, God. That is very you.
It's just great seeing all the fucking weird shit that they have to cook with. It's like, I didn't even know that was a thing. And they make it into, most of the time, some
Tonight's
delicious.
mystery special ingredient is penguin taint.
Yeah. It's like 4 ingredients. We got penguin taint. We got human skin.
Sugar floss.
And wicker basket.
Yeah.
In a single boot.
Oh, so it's an Australian dish.
Yeah.
Well, there's Chopped Australia, too, so I don't know what the fuck they're eating there. Just giant spiders.
Christina, did anything strike your fancy in terms of
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Jersey represent.
Yeah,
Where Calpen. I met Calpen once. He came into the shop.
That's true. I do remember that.
we've all been in that boat.
I didn't even know it was him. Well, I didn't realize it until he left, and because he paid with credit card, and I saw the receipt, and I'm like, oh shit, that was neat. Super cool. Like he was with like 2 other people that may be famous. I don't know. They didn't pay, so I would never
Well,
know.
I think Cal Penn's kind of gotten away from the whole actor thing now, because now he's.
Well, he was doing shit for was it Obama? I think he was like on doing something in the White House, and that's why he left.
I think he has a background in law.
Yeah.
To some degree and whatever. But yeah. In all honesty, I'd forgotten about, and I'm a little upset that I forgot about Harold and Kumar.
Good one.
The first one. Let's not talk about the
Yeah.
second
No.
That's fair.
Escape from Guantanamo.
Or the
The only part I like about that is Rob Corddry.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the rest of it I could do without.
Yeah, it had its moments.
Yeah. The first one, Neil Patrick Harris. That was fucking hilarious.
NPH.
NPH.
A lot of people
Doogie
think the
Howser.
PH is for Patrick Harris. Common misconception. Stands for poon handler.
That was an interesting list. Surprised by half?
Yeah. And the order.
Quarters.
And the order
And
that
the
they're
order.
in.
But okay. All right, Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
There's a reason nobody likes you.
Okay. Yeah. I also can confirm that Cal Penn did work for the Obama administration for 2 years. So,
Yeah, he left house for that.
yeah. All right.
He was on House. We're not going to go into this.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother podcast.
You guys have really made me fact check this entire.
Hey!
That's like, this is going back to the early days
Yeah,
of the podcast.
yeah.
I'm just like, oh, shit, right?
Dropping knowledge.
It's the weed.
Yeah. That's what's making you smarter. All right, we're going to close up shop here. So make sure out there that you subscribe to this podcast, leave us a 5-star review. Check us out on YouTube and Rumble. Make sure that you like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell. Follow us on social media. We are at Loud and Drunk on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. If you enjoyed this episode, then become a Loud and Drunk supporter at loudanddrunk.locals.com and patreon.com/loud and drunk. So for Justin, Kristina, thank you so much for joining us. I still can't remember your name. It was Joseph Stalin something. I don't know, whatever.
Joseph Daniels.
My marker's all the way over there, so I can't, write it down.
It's Joseph Daniels.
And I don't care.
Very rude.
I don't care.
This is my first time on the show. This is how you treat
Yes.
me?
And your last.
No, that's
Also
fine.
the
I'm
same.
done listening.
Yeah, of course you are.
I'm going to smash that like button.
You better. And Moses, I'm Dan. Thank you for joining us. And until next time,
Smoke weed every day.
smoke 'em if you got 'em.